We're going to move over to that 3-6 seed, Luka and the Dallas Mavericks going into the Staples Center to play Kawhi and Paul George and the Los Angeles Clippers. Who you rolling with, Jordan?
We got Dallas Mavericks.
Dallas Mavericks over the Los Angeles Clippers? You going with a huge upset and sending playoff P back home early in the first round? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Will Ward Podcast Show. Thank you for tuning in. We at Award-winning Productions hope you enjoy the show. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Will Ward with the Will Ward Podcast Show, and I'm here with
Jordan Reed Davis.
Today, we're going to be discussing the NBA playoffs. So this year, Jordan, we already discussed a little bit about the play-in game that's going to be going on. What do you feel about the play-in game?
I feel like that it's a great chance for teams that haven't really had the year that they wanted, but they could end up doing what they want in the future by focusing on one or two games to get where in the playoffs where they want to be.
So let me explain what a play-in game is. So you're going to take the 7 seed team in the East and West. The 7 plays the 10, the 8 plays the 9 seed. Now, the winner of the 7-10 game goes automatically and beats the 7 seed in the conference finals, or the conference playoffs, excuse me. Now, the loser of the 7-10 game goes on to play the winner of the 8-9 game. You follow me? You follow me, Jordan, still?
Yeah.
So, theoretically, if the playoffs started right now, we're going to start with the East. You got Miami versus Washington and Charlotte against Indiana. Miami is the 7 seed. Washington would be the 10 seed. Charlotte is the 7 seed. Would play Indiana, the 9 seed. So we start with that game right there. Who are you taking, Miami or Washington?
I'm taking Washington.
Take Washington. Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook. They've been on a nice little streak here of late.
Yeah, I feel like Russell Westbrook could get the job done. Bradley Beal score as usual, and they got a nice big becoming big and Rui Hachimura. I think he'll be focused enough to beat the Miami Heat.
You think with a Miami Heat that just coming off an Eastern Conference final berth in the final, of course it was the bubble, but they were in the finals last year with Jimmy Butler. You still got Bam. You think they can go in and Washington could just knock them off just like that?
I feel like that they're just more prepared. They've been on Russell Westbrook got his haircut and give him a little bit more attributes.
A little bit more swag to his game.
Yeah.
You know, you look good, you're going to play good. Yeah. So, hey, we're going to mark that one down. He's going to take Washington over Miami. So, we're going to jump in real quick. You got Charlotte versus Indiana. Who you going to take with that one?
I got Indiana.
Indiana, even with Ball returning probably real soon. Ball's going to be coming back. How you going to take Indiana?
I got Indiana. I just feel like Malcolm Brogdon more experienced than the young Charlotte Hornets team, and I feel like Domantas Sabonis is just gonna have a monster game as he has this whole season. He has had a great season.
All right, we're going to mark that one down. Charlotte over Indiana. Again, that's what you're saying, Charlotte over Indiana or Indiana over Charlotte?
Indiana over Charlotte.
Indiana over Charlotte. Washington over Miami. We're going to take a real quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
You want some flavor, Ray?
Man, you know I want some flavor, right?
I ain't got no sugar.
You ain't got no sugar. Y'all ain't never got two things that match. Either you got flavor Ray, no sugar, peanut butter, no jelly, ham, no burger.
Are you tired of running out of food? Need to go grocery shopping but don't want to wait in those long lines? Well, try the Kroger Click List. Simply download the Kroger app, click on Click List, and start shopping. We'll bring your groceries directly to your car for a contactless shopping experience. Download the Kroger app now for even more savings. When you download today, you'll receive 15% off your first Click List order and 20 cents off at any Kroger gas station. You'll be able to enjoy mix and match 10 for 10 and buy one get one free deals just by signing up for the Kroger app. Don't wait, download the Kroger app today and use the Kroger Click List, the easiest way to shop.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the Will Ward Podcast Show. I'm still here with Jordan Reed Davis. So we just mentioned the play-in game for the East Coast. We're going to jump over to the West Coast. So in the West Coast, you're going to have the Portland Trail Blazers against the Memphis Grizzlies. Who you want to take with that one, Jordan? Portland Trail Blazers against the Memphis Grizzlies?
I'm taking the Portland Trail Blazers. I just feel like Damian Lillard is going to be on Dame time once again against John Morant. Memphis Grizzlies. And CJ McCollum has been recently off the injury list and has been playing very well. And I just feel like them two, plus their big man and Carmelo Anthony, is going to be very great.
You take a Ja Morant player that's electrifying and going to team up against, Dame and Dame time. I just feel like him, Valanciunas, they're going to be able to get the job done. So I'm going to stick with you. You're going to roll with Portland. So we're going to go over to the other game, Golden State versus San Antonio.
I feel like Golden State just don't have enough to play against Greg Popovich. All they have right now, Steph Curry, Kelly Oubre, Draymond Green's really not enough to beat the San Antonio Spurs.
So looking at the last 10 games with Steph right now, they're 7-3 in the last 10 games. So they're hotter than ever right now. So to say that, he's not going to come in and be, that's a championship player and he knows what he's doing. He's not just a one-time championship. He got, I believe, multiple championships at this point. So I believe the leadership that he's going to bring along with Draymond, I think they may be able to pull over Pop. Pop and his regime, it may not be the same with DeMar DeRozan. I just don't see the same thing. So you taking San Antonio, I'm going to roll with Golden State. The red hot Golden State right now out of San Francisco looking real well to me. So that's the play-in game. Like I said, it's real different this year. It's more different than any other year. It's the first time thing that they're going to have here in the NBA. Try it out. I see it happen in the college game, and it seemed like it works real well. We got to see UCLA and how well they got to move throughout the March Madness. So I look to see one of these teams. Don't be surprised if you see one of these play-in runs, take it pretty far into the playoffs. So with that being said, we're going to break and we'll be right back.
Columbus, Ohio, get ready for MegaFest 2021, an event you don't want to miss. An event so big it couldn't fit into one weekend. This 3-day event is packed starting Friday, May 28th with Wake the Funk Up comedy special starring Deion Cole, Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish, and some more. Saturday, May 29th at Nationwide Arena for the presidential formal Address to Impress event with the Obamas and Vice President Harris. Come dance the night away to the smooth sounds of DJ Jazzy Jeff. Sunday, May 30th starts off with the Chad Ochocinco Johnson Celebrity Flag Football game at Ohio Stadium. See the stars of yesterday and today like Justin Fields, Ezekiel Elliott, Michael Thomas, and more. To cap off MegaFest 2021, 103.8 is shutting the city down for the MegaFest concert starring Trey Songz and friends. We'll have performances by Trey Songz, Her, Chris Brown, LMA, and more. Don't miss out on MegaFest 2021 hosted by 103.8 WILL Columbus, The Chill. Get tickets per event or for a package deal at the nationwide box office or log on to 103.8thechill.com. This is the party of a lifetime, so get your tickets today and keep it locked in to 103.8 WILL Columbus, The Chill.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. So in this scenario, we just going to roll with the playoff started right now today. As that the playoff bracket sets, you're going to have in the West Coast, Memphis versus Portland, and Mr. Reed Davis happened to want to go with Dame time, which sends Portland, the number 7 seed, to play the Phoenix Suns, the red hot Phoenix Suns. I haven't heard the Phoenix Suns good this good since they had Charles Barkley. I'm pretty sure you too young know about that, Mr. Reed Davis. But we're going to keep rolling. We ain't going to put your age out there. So, and if you take Golden State against San Antonio, you want to say Pop and his regime is still going to reign supreme. So we're going to put Golden State versus the Memphis Grizzlies. So you want to take Memphis Grizzlies up against San Antonio. Who you want to roll with?
Memphis Grizzlies versus San Antonio. I got Memphis Grizzlies.
You're going to take Memphis Grizzlies, and that's going to take them right on over to play the number 1 seed Utah Jazz, who hasn't been this hot since about 1996 when you had Michael Jordan playing Karl Malone and John Stockton. So right now you got Rudy Gobert, you got Donovan Mitchell, and you're going to put them up against a young phenom in Ja Morant. So in the other games, we got Denver versus LA. Of course, once LeBron comes back from injury, it's going to be all she wrote for the rest of the West Coast, but we still going to play the scenario out. You rolling with LA or you going with Denver?
I'm going with LA because I just feel like that LeBron is LeBron and Denver don't have Jamal Murray, so it's just going to be even worse.
So Jamal Murray is out for a season-ending injury, but for some reason, I think the Joker is still going to show up and try to play spoiler to LeBron. But we both taking LA Lakers on this one. Still going for another ring for the King. So we're going to move over to that 3-6 seed, Luka and the Dallas Mavericks going into the Staples Center to play Kawhi and Paul George and the Los Angeles Clippers. Who you rolling with, Jordan?
We got Dallas Mavericks.
Dallas Mavericks over the Los Angeles Clippers? You going with a huge upset and sending playoff P back home early in the first round?
I just don't feel like Pandemic P is good enough, and I don't feel like they match up well with the Dallas Mavericks. I just feel like Luka Doncic is just a better all-around player, and he's just gonna get the job done with Kristaps Porzingis.
So we gonna roll with that. I like that upset. I like to see upsets in the playoffs. And if playoff, you call them Pandemic P, playoff P. If they can't get it done, it's gonna be, I don't know. They might have to break up that whole Clipper team. So we gonna move over to the East Coast. So earlier you went with Washington over, which was the Heat. So if Washington goes over the Heat, that's gonna send Jimmy Butler and the Heat still fighting to play in. So the number 1 seed right now is the Brooklyn Nets. You got the 7-8 seed still with the Miami versus Charlotte. Things has changed up. Breaking news, things have changed up. So Miami versus Charlotte. Who you taking? We're going to roll with it like that.
Miami.
So that's going to send the loser of that game, which is going to be Charlotte, to play the winner of an Indiana-Washington team. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. We've gone at it live, and the stats have just changed. Indiana versus Washington, Miami versus Charlotte. He went with Miami. Indiana now plays Washington. You still rolling with Bradley Beal, Russell Westbrook?
Yeah.
So now you have a 10 versus an 8th seed in Charlotte. Washington or Charlotte?
I feel like Washington can just get the job done. Play against the Brooklyn Nets in the first round of that NBA playoffs. They can make it.
So you going Washington?
Yeah.
To play the Brooklyn Nets. And that's going to put Russell Westbrook back up with Kevin Durant to see who's going to be the beast of the East. But I believe it's still going to be Brooklyn. It's too much firepower. I think it's coming out of Brooklyn, and you got all the hype with James Harden, Kyrie, KD, Blake. They can't get a first-round exit by Russell and Bradley Beal. So we're going to move on from that. The 4, the red hot New York Knickerbockers haven't been this hot since the early 90s, maybe early 2000s, against ATL with Trae Young. They still burning up down there, 7-3 in the last 10 games. It's pretty good in ATL, but I don't know if they can stop New York right now. What do you think?
I don't think they could stop New York. Julius Randle has just been really on fire for the past 10 games for them to go, 9-1 in the past 10 games. And RJ Barrett just playing his role, and they getting the job done.
I'm going to roll with you on that one, too. The New York Knicks is going to defeat Atlanta Hawks. So, Giannis Antetokounmpo versus Boston Celtics. Giannis has something to prove here. I think Giannis, everybody counts him out, saying he can't do it in the playoffs. And everybody knows once you put Giannis into the paint, you're going to just start trapping him right there in the paint. It's not letting anything go in and start making him rely on his teammates. So you got Milwaukee Bucks versus Boston Celtics. Who you rolling with?
I'm rolling with Boston Celtics.
Boston over Milwaukee for another upset at the 3-6. You went 3-6 and had Dallas over the Clippers. Now you're going Boston over Milwaukee Bucks. Why?
I feel like Jason Tatum is just a stellar player. I just feel like the Boston Celtics they have too many weapons. Milwaukee, really, they are a good shooting team, but the Celtics also have a lot of great defenders. And Giannis just going to fold in the playoffs as usual.
Folding like good laundry. I don't know if he's going to fold. I like that team in Boston, with Tatum and Brown, that young, smart team, with Marcus Smart, one of the best defensive players out there right now. No pun intended by the smart team, because I do believe it's led by young Tatum. When you sit there and you get coached by the likes of Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, Tatum is something that's going to be a force to be working with for a long time. But I think Giannis, he has something to prove. So we shall see. So we're going to roll down to this Philadelphia 76ers, who has one of the best players in the NBA and Embiid, to see if they can defeat, believe it's going to be Miami, or who you taking in that one?
Miami or Charlotte. I got Miami winning.
Miami's going to be playing against Philly. You got the bubble champions versus the new hot regime of the East in Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and crew. So who you taking in that one?
I got Philly.
Going to take Philly. And that's going to take us to the end of this playoff bracket prediction. We're going to see how it rolls out. Like I said, the playoffs, it begins May 18th with the play-in games. The actual official playoffs start May 22nd. So stay tuned. Thank you for tuning in to another production of the Will Ward Podcast Show. I'm Will Ward, and my co-host,
Jordan Reed Davis.
Appreciate you listening. Talk to you next time.
Thank you for tuning in to the Will Ward Podcast Show. We hope you enjoyed the show. Please make sure you share, comment, and like. This has been another award-winning production.